Hi friends, let's explore painting bamboo using some basic Chinese brush painting techniques. We won't be using traditional Chinese brush painting materials, nor do you need to for our exploration of painting bamboo. It will be very fun, very accessible for you. That means I think you'll be able to really explore this technique successfully. You're gonna need some black watercolor. Some friends might decide that they want to use green because bamboo is natural and has that kind of green effect. That is just fine too. I have a medium-sized brush. It's not a fancy brush, but it is a brush that still gives me a little bit of a point. And I have a container of water ready to put my brush in and to moisten my black or my green or whatever color that I'd like to use to paint my bamboo. So in the PowerPoint presentation, you learned a little bit about the history of Chinese brush painting. You learned about the traditional materials. You also learned about the parts of bamboo. So the stalk of bamboo called the comb, the nodes, which are the horizontal bands that go around the bamboo, the internodes, the spaces in between those nodes. And then we learned how the stems come off of the nodes, and then the leaves, depending upon if they're young leaves, adolescent leaves, or mature leaves, kind of grow or turn or angle in different directions depending upon how old they are and the sun. Bamboo forests are nice and thick, and so the sun does not get into the center of them as easily, but you know, photosynthesis, they thrive. Let's see, we're just gonna get started. I am going to wet my brush and I'm gonna look at my piece of white copy paper. You're gonna need no fancy paper necessary. And I'm gonna look at that paper and think about my composition, the arrangement of bamboo, how many pieces of bamboo I think I want to paint. I think I'm gonna get started and imagine this bamboo growing up strong and straight. I'm gonna get started with one piece. And in order to do that, I am going to moisten my black. I'm gonna take my brush and I am going to first lay it down on the paper, and then I'm going to stop where and kind of shimmy a little bit to the side where I want my first node to be. I'm gonna go back into my black paint. I'm gonna leave a little space, and then I'm gonna pull that brush along again, and I'm gonna stop where I want the next node to be. Get some more water on this black paint. I'm gonna leave a little space in between that's gonna represent my node. I'm gonna pull it along and I'm gonna stop where I want my next node to be. And this is at a nice diagonal. Bamboo doesn't start to curve until it gets really tall and gravity sort of starts to bow it or bend it. So my first comb is painted. My first comb or stalk is painted. Now I'm gonna do my next one. I think I'm gonna have that one be kind of straight. And when I'm ready to make a node, I'm gonna stop, go back into leave a little space. That's what really gives that appearance or the effect of a node. Stop. And it is okay, A-okay to have your bamboo stalks overlap onto each other. This is black watercolor paint, but we are seeing all the green that was used, all the blue and green that was used in making this paint here. I think I'm gonna make one that seems like it's going off of the page here. I'm gonna stop, and then it's fun creating a composition and arrangement of all of these bamboo combs to see where you might want them to go. I think I'm gonna go kind of a slight diagonal here, and a stop. I'm gonna stop, creating that feeling of nodes. Stop. Then I'm gonna take this one right off of the page. So I have 3.5 bamboo combs on my page. With the same brush, I am going to also paint the stems of the leaf, the stems that the leaves come off of, that come off of the nodes. And I'm also gonna paint the leaves. It is all about the pressure and how you lay your brush down. So I laid my brush down on the side and pulled it along the full length of the bristles to make the combs. For the stalk, for the stems, I'm gonna use the very tip of this brush. And I am going to pull out of the node. If you can see there, I pulled out of the node there, and I believe only one stem comes out of a node. I don't think that stems, if I remember correctly, I've taken a couple of classes in Chinese brush painting, and if I remember correctly, the stem only comes out from one side of the node. So there I have some stems coming out of the nodes, and now it is all about the leaves, which is these are really fun to paint. So I take my brush. To paint the leaf, you're gonna lay it down flat so that it's at its thickest point when you lay down the brush, and then you're gonna pull up onto the tip. And it is okay to go off of the page to create that sense of continuity, like your painting is going off of the page. That is a technique that's used in Chinese brush painting. So I'm laying my brush down, and you're gonna see I'm pulling up to the tip. I'm also doing a little bit of a twist when I do that. Here is another leaf, and I'm gonna go right off of the page onto my nice mat that I have here. And then I'm gonna give it a third one, and this one I'm going to overlap onto my actual comb. Get some more water on there. And for our purposes, we can have fun, varying the direction of our bamboo leaves. No need to feel like all of your leaves have to point down or have to point up. That will be up to you. I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna go back toward the comb a little bit for this one. Then I'm going to pull down. Ooh, so relaxing. I can't wait for you to try this. And then I'm gonna go across. Ooh, feeling very bamboo. This one, I'm gonna have some fun, and I'm gonna point it upward. And then this one going downward. And then maybe a third one going diagonal this way. Oh, I'm loving this composition, this arrangement of all of these elements. This one I'm gonna bring out to the side, flattening my brush and pulling up on the tip, flattening my brush and pulling up on the tip. And you can practice this on a separate piece of paper if you want to before you get started. All right, friends, well, I think I am satisfied with the outcome of this painting. I'm gonna turn it around so you can see my Chinese brush painted technique, bamboo. I hope you enjoyed that. Bye, friends.